3, 2. Right, okay, we're good to go. Right, let the ball ring, okay? Hi everyone, welcome to our latest episode of Beer Guarding. Myself, Charene Woo and Lucky Loaders are back again, marking the card for all the viewers with our Happy Valley betting preview for Wednesday, the 10th of February. As always, we'll be focusing on races 5, 6 and 7. We'll finish this week's episode with David's long shot, the right man selection, the team's naps and our any other bet section. Do we have anything good this week, Charene? Are you confident of a winning nap?
Yes, because since February, my picks are quite good, my results are quite good. And also, this Wednesday will be the final meeting before Chinese New Year. So many Hong Kong punters will be very happy because all of us want to have a good ending before this year ends.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'll be looking for that. You'd imagine there'll be a lot of action at Happy Valley tomorrow evening. Lucky Loaders, we're long overdue another triple trio. We're going to get one this week.
I'm hopeful. We had a winner last week with Encanto prepared, so it's nice to be back amongst the winners in Hong Kong. The UK form's been fantastic. Had another winning nap today. That's 5 winning naps in February for at least the UK and Irish ratings. So yeah, hopefully we can bring some of that form to the Far East. So yeah, feeling confident that we can get a few winners for the winners out there.
It's interesting you mentioned Encanto prepared, because obviously I know both of your selections have some form linked to this very informed runner. But anyway, let's get into it and give the viewers what they want. We're going to look at races 5, 6 and 7. We'll start with race 5, which is off at 12:45 UK time and 8:45 Hong Kong time. It's 6 furlong Orchard Handicap Division 1 Class 4 for 3-year-old plus. We'll start with Charene Woo. Who do we want to be on here?
Okay, in this race, my pick will be number 4, Street Scream. Actually, this horse will be my NAPA as well. This horse has some setback last season, but he took the summer break to recover well. He returns to the track this season, and in his 3 starts so far, he is quite consistent, especially over this distance, 6 furlong. Last time out, his performance was quite eye-catching, I would say, because of the Gates 11. He had to stay at the back, and then at that race, because the pace was quite favorable for some front runners. So Street Scream could chase well and finish 4th. It was quite impressive, especially his turn of foot really good. So this time Gates 4 is much more better than last start. I believe he will jump well and stay in front, and I think he is quite competitive at this current rating. So I think this horse will break his maiden in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's definitely falling down the weight, Charene. Very slowly away last time out, but was a massive eye catcher, finishing like an absolute train at the finish. Easiest task to date tomorrow off mark of 53. Stall 4, tuck in behind the leaders, you imagine, and just pick it up at the furlong pole. Charene Woo's selection is number 4, Street Screams, currently a 4-1 shot for Chad Schofield and trainer David Hall. Lucky Loaders, who are we on here?
Yeah, I'm going with a horse that's a bit of an outsider here. I didn't think he would be quite such a big price, but that's horse number 10, Happily Friends, for Vincent Ho and Jimmy Ting. Now, this horse finished 3rd over the course and distance last time out, running on really strongly. He bumped into an improving horse that day called Stock Legend, who'd won his previous start for Francis Louis, and I believe he's running on the card at Happy Valley tomorrow in another race. I just think he bumped into an improver that day. Happily Friends is a maiden out in Hong Kong. He's not from 11. He started out a lot of his racing earlier in his Hong Kong career at Sha Tin, but his more recent efforts have come at Happy Valley. I want to draw your attention as well to a particular race back in October. Back in October, he finished 3rd behind Harrier Jet and Sprint Forward. Harrier Jet's been in really good form over the last couple of months at Happy Valley, gone up the ranks. And also as well in that race was a horse in second called Sprint Forward, who's going to be reopposing tomorrow. That day, Happily Friends had to give £5 away to the David Hayes runner. And Sprint Forward has went on a little bit of a roll after that, won a race or two, and has majorly gone up in the weights. He's actually a shorter price than Happily Friends for tomorrow's race. And tomorrow, even with Jerry Powell riding Sprint Forward, we're going to be getting bags of weight. There's plenty of weight reversed here. And if Jerry Chow wasn't riding, we'd be getting nearly a stone. So happily friends now with a mark of 45. I think his time is coming, and I think he'll definitely go close and hopefully can make the frame. Better draw this time and still 6. Was in still 10 last time. Just think things are coming together for him now, and I'm expecting a bold bid with Vincent Ho in the saddle for the first time in this one. So yeah, number 10, Happily Friends, is going to be my selection.
Yeah, Chris Lowe's selection number 10, Happy Friends, is currently a 12-1 chance for Vincent Ho and Jimmy Ting. Was held up in the rear last time out, similar to Sharene's selection. And the winner, Stock Legend, which probably get a mention later, got first run and the race was over at the furlong pole. The way that Happy Friends travelled last time, I'd indicate you would appreciate a fast early gallop and pick it up late on. I mean, he does look a solid each way selection at 12-1. Certainly, both selections definitely are going to be bang there at the finish. Could be maybe a reverse forecast there. I don't want to take sides. Anyway, moving on to race 6, which is off at 1:15 UK time and 9:15 Hong Kong time. It's a mile and a half, Peach Blossom Handicap Class 4 for 3-year-old plus. We'll start again with Charene Woo. Who do we want to be on here?
In this race, I will be keen on number 3, Glorious Lover. His overseas form in UK were not bad. He participated in the Britannia Stake that year. Biometric was the winner. And however, he is still a maiden after 13 starts in Hong Kong. Recently, this horse performs quite well, especially in Class 4. So I believe he is able to have some breakthrough in this class. Last time out, Joe Moreira rode this horse for the first time, and he was just beaten by Fast Pace, who is very fit currently. So that second was good, especially he was just beaten by a short margin. On Wednesday night, Joe will ride this horse again, and more importantly, I would say Joe partnered with this horse to have some good gallops in recent mornings in this 2 weeks. So I think it is the time for the horse to win in Hong Kong.
Glorious Lover, number 3 for Charene Woo, is currently a 5-2 chance for Joe Moreira and trainer C.U. Sack. Drawn 6, obviously Joe Moreira back on board, beaten 3/4 of a length last time out. Very, very consistent sort. Prior to this, on the 23rd, solid form behind Encanto Prepared, a horse that Chris Taylor mentioned, of 58, who actually won recently very easily off a mark of 67. Again, Magic Man on board. I'd be very surprised if this one's out the 3. Currently a 5-2 chance for Charene Woo. Lucky Loaders, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, well, this is where my nap is going to be in this race, and it's going to be number 2, Zhanjiang Rocks for Christophe Soumillon and Chris So. Now, this horse has been hitting the frame on quite a few of his recent starts, and his last run was quite an interesting run behind Gallant Crown and King Dragon, who went on to boost the form last week, beating Maldives. That gave me a fright when I thought we had the race sewn up there. But yeah, it's good to see that form line was boosted. But if you actually go back and watch the race, Tony Picone was booked the last day, and I haven't found any official source, but to me it looked like he potentially might have dropped the whip, which meant he couldn't get that extra encouragement to close the gap and fight it out for the win. He wasn't beaten very far at all. It was hands and heels in the closing stages. Go back and watch the replay. I'd urge anyone, because it didn't look like to me he had a whip in his hand. So that would be possibly a forgivable run last time out. Before that as well, on his penultimate start, he bumped into Encanto Prepared, and he wasn't beaten too far that day. He's going to be meeting many of his rivals that he met last time out, including the likes of Gallant Crown. But Gallant Crown has gone up in the weight slightly. He is improving, but the gap in the weights is a lot closer between him this time. And also as well, Christophe Soumillon is a really interesting jockey booking, who I just think tactically might just get this spot on. I think he's quite a big price. I think 11 or 2 I've seen out there of some UK bookmakers. I think that's a ridiculous price, and I think he should be vying for favouritism in my opinion. So yeah, number 2, Zhanjiang Rocks, is going to be my nap of the card at Happy Valley.
So both Sharene's and Lucky Loaders naps are out already. Chris Loaders with number 2, Zhanjiang Rocks. Christophe Soumillon on board, definitely an eye catcher. Again, that form behind the progressive Encanto Prepared on the 9th of December looks solid. 3 wide in a slowly run race early last time out. Doesn't look to have like the greatest turn of foot, so we'll need a true run race. But 11-2, it does look like a cracking each way selection from Lucky Loaders. Number 2, Zhanjiang Rocks for Christophe Soumillon and trainer Chris So. Moving on to race 7. It's off at 1:45 UK time and 9:45 Hong Kong time. It's a 6 furlong Orchard Handicap Division 2 for Class 4 for 3-year-old plus. Charene Woo, what are we on in the last of the triple trio?
Okay, in this race, Joe Moreira's horse, I like it again. Number 1, Stock Legend. This horse started his racing career last season at 3-year-old, but his forms at that time were just normal, not that good. After he turns 4-year-old this season, and after he joined Francis Lou's stable, we can see that the horse is improving. He is now much more mature and stronger. Also, after putting on the hood, he will be more concentrated on racing. And this time I will not be afraid of the gate 12 because this horse has quite flexible tactics. I believe Joe Moreira will have the best decision when the gates open, whether to lead or to stay. No matter what, he should be perform well because I think at this moment, he is still racing in class 4. He is very competitive, or I would say he is very strong in this class. So I think this horse has a huge chance to have 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time Joe Moreira had the best early position at Happy Valley. He's a master at that. Obviously, number 1 Stock Legend for Charene Woo is currently 15-8 chance for Joe Moreira and Francis Lou. Won last 2 starts on 42 and 51. A £9 rise for that last very comfortable win, so off 60 tomorrow night at Happy Valley. I think this race is made up of a lot of exposed types, bar, Silvery, Warrior. Stall 12 would be, if Joe wasn't on board, it could be an inconvenience, but he could potentially be an even money shot if Joe can get him across early. So Charene Woo's selection for race 7 is number 1 Stock Legend at 15-8 for Joe Moreira and Francis Lou. Lucky Loaders, are you in agreement, or who do you like in this race?
Yeah, well, you just hit the nail on the head, I think, with it being tight for a race for a lot of exposed types. Stock Legend, obviously, you've got to respect him. He's been improving. But for me, the concern would be the wide draw. I think Charene would be looking out to see if Happy Friends obviously can run well earlier in the card. We've got Whiskey Neat in here as well for Alfie Chan, claiming 7. I've put him up the last couple of times. I can't go for him again. So I'm going to go with the unexposed Silvery Warrior for Neil Callan and Richard Gibson. Now, I thought his debut effort at Charene was very encouraging last time out. It's not always easy for these horses making their debuts in Hong Kong. Often can take them quite a while to adjust. But I thought his effort, his 4th place effort at Charene was a really good run, actually, first time out, considering he was bumping into a few nice types. He actually had Lucky Fun in there that won the race that day of Danny Shum, and he's gone on to win his subsequent start, so that's already got a nice form line. Also as well in there you have Brandon Power, Francis Louis stable. He'd been running in some good races as well where the form worked out from there. So I think it was a really promising debut effort by Silvery Warrior. Obviously he's going to have to step up a lot to beat a few of these old warriors that know their way around the course at Happy Valley, but I think there's enough in there to be optimistic that he could have a bit of scope of 52. And for me, it's not a confident win bet, but I could see him there being on the premises, and I'd be willing to take a chance with an unexposed type in this horse. So, yeah, number 7, Silvery Warrior, is going to be my selection and my play for this race.
Lucky Loaders selection number 7, Silvery Warriors, 7-1 chance. Neil Callan and Richard Gibson did run a huge race on debut at Shy 10 on the 10th of January. Went off 74-1, so I'd assume that wasn't the day for him to get the business done. It was a huge run on debut. Sat off the pace and ran on strongly. It was very green, I thought, when initially asked by Neil Callan. I don't think he was given a hard time. Do you think the handicappers let Silvery Warrior in off lightly of 52 here?
I'd say, to be honest, he would have achieved his rating from... Charene would know more about this than I would. I'm not too familiar with how they obtain their marks, but I would imagine it's probably from some of their work efforts and their gallops. Charene, you might be able to tell us on that. How do these horses get their handicap marks in Hong Kong?
It's their handicap because all the debutant will be rated 52, no matter racing in over Charene or Happy Valley. But I also like this horse because usually when the horse has quite good performance at Charene, doesn't mean that he will have good performance at Happy Valley as well. But this horse had quite good barrier trial at Happy Valley, so I believe his ability to handle this track. So I think it is not a problem for him. I also looking forward to his performance.
Definitely looks of interest of 52. Again, a cracking each way bet for me. Could potentially be another reverse forecast material in this race. Sylvia Warrior number 7 is currently a 7-1 chance. And Charene Woo with number 1 Stock Legend at 15-8. And moving on to, we have David's long shot.
Hello guys, I'm David. Welcome to Happy Valley race on Wednesday, February 10, 2021. The race I would like to recommend you today as a value bet, right, is in race 3, right, running 1,800 meters. Let me bring up my handicap sheet. So the horse in this race, right, there are 2 horses that has a very good speed figure, which is number 8 and also number 11, right? So the horse that I would like to recommend you as a value bet in this race is a Cheerful Star, right? So although this horse is not rated first, right, but I think based on the recent performance, and the drop in ratings, right, I think this horse Cheerful Star should stand a good chance. Let me bring up the past performance for Cheerful Star, right? So for Cheerful Star, right, if you look at the distance, right, this horse is mostly raced in over long distance, right, like 1,800, 2,000 meters. And if not mistaken, this horse is performing quite well on the Happy Valley racetrack. Let's take a look. Happy Valley racetrack, yep. So if you look at this, right, on Happy when this horse running on Happy Valley, right, so running 4th position, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th, basically is very close, right? But the winner, of course, is coming from Charene, right? So if you look at the winning ratings, right, it's 45, right now is coming back, almost to the level, right, where she's last won, right? So let's take a look at the odds, right, in this race. So in race 3, the favorite is Owner Star number 6, right? So our horse Cheerful Star number 11 is paying 9.7. I think should have a good chance to, in this race, right? So good luck, and I wish you a happy Chinese New Year, and let's hope that this horse, may bring us some good value, right? I see you again next week. Okay, bye.
Race 3, number 11, Cheerful Star. It's currently an 8-1 chance with Matthew Chadwick and trainer Frankie Liu. And we also have the right man's pick, race 5, number 7, Daily Beauty. Currently a 5-2 chance for Joe Moreira and Casper Fouans. And moving on to Lucky Loader's favourite part of the show, any other bet section. Loaders, what have you got for us this week?
Yeah, well, he's a bit of a short price. I didn't realise how quite short he was, at least with the UK firms. But I'm going to give Kerpenny another go in race 8, the 2:15 UK time. Kerpenny put him up last time because I put him up 2 starts ago when he was a very impressive winner at the track. When he absolutely bolted up, he showed a great turn of foot that day. But unfortunately, last time he was very, very slowly away. He reared from the stalls, and he was always up against it with Alexis Badel riding him that day, who he had formed a good relationship with. I'm not sure if Alexis Badel's heading back to Europe to start riding back in France. But João Moreira, obviously, is a very eye-catching jockey booking. Going to be his first time aboard. Got a good draw as well to attack. If he doesn't completely blow the start, I think he'll reverse the form of a lot of these rivals who actually did finish ahead of him last time out. But if you go back and watch the race, he was staying on actually quite strongly in the closing stages to take fourth. So I think you should mark up the performance. And if it's not a disaster from the get-go, he would be my other fancy away from the races we've just covered.
Yeah, I think he's a bit short, Chris at the moment. Obviously, Kirpeny racing at number 4 is kind of an even money shot. He's actually a shade of odds on in places. You'd be hoping that one would drift maybe to around 6 to 4, 7 to 4 would be more of a value price, in my opinion. So that's Chris Loader's Any Other Bet Kirpeny. It's done him a favour in the past, so we can do one tomorrow evening as well. And moving on to our nap section, we'll stay with Lucky Loaders. Just to recap, what's your nap for this week at Happy Valley?
Yeah, my nap is going to be in race 6, the 1:15 UK time. That's number 2, Zhan Jing Rocks for Christophe Soumillon and Chris So.
And Charene Woo, your nap?
Yes,
a little recap?
Yes, my best bet will be in race 5, number 4, Street Scream. I think that gate 4 this time is very good for him.
Okay. So 11 to 2 nap for Lucky Loaders and 4 to 1 for Charene Woo. And I found another one at a price. We nearly had it off last week when we hit the front after a furlong. We were just tired in the stretch. Apparently it went off around 80 to 1. I was thinking, here we go. But I found another one at a price here. Race 2, number 8, Lucky Turbo is currently 25 to 1. This horse shows absolutely zero early pace. It's been running over 5 and 6 furlongs recently. Absolutely crying out for this extended trip of 1.5 miles. Has been competitive with marks in the mid-40s and is off 26 here with Jerry Chow's £7 claim. If they go fast early, expect Lucky Turbo to be midfield or out the back, but staying on strongly. I just think that he's a massive price at 25 to 1, and I'll be all over him each way. And maybe if I can find an additional place market, we'll be loading up there. So just to recap the naps, Lucky Loader's keen on race 6, number 2, Xinjiang Rocks, 11 to 2. Charene Woo is race 5, number 4, Street Scream at 4 to 1. And I'm on Lucky Turbo in race 2, number 8 is currently 25 to 1. And just for a bit of fun, what I've done as well is I've worked out all the odds for our judges. A Lucky Loaders treble of Happy Friends at 12 to 1, Xinjiang Rocks at 11 to 2, and Silvery Warrior at 7 to 1. It's a 675 to 1 treble. So if you think Lucky Loaders is going to hit the triple trio this week, I certainly wouldn't put anyone off putting something on that. He's done it before. And Charene Woo, I've heard that she's been to the Temple recently. She's got a 50 to 1 treble. Number 4, Street Scream at 4 to 1. Number 3, Glorious Lover at 5 to 2. And number 1, Stock Legend at 15 to 8. That's a 50 to 1 treble from Charene Woo. Definitely got a chance. And that is all we have time for this week. Appreciate all the comments, the likes that we've been getting recently. We all really enjoy doing this. Just make sure that you subscribe to Sharene's channel, like this video, and of course give us a comment on your best bets this week at Happy Valley. And also if you've got an interest in the UK and Irish racing, check out myself and Chrissy's UK and Irish betting podcast. It's called In the Saddle Podcast. We'll put a link in the bio to our iTunes and Spotify page. We're going to be doing a special episode this weekend, so make sure you check that out. Obviously the followers and the likes, it's much appreciated. Please make sure that you gamble responsibly, and have a good week, guys. Cheers.